All right, you should be able to hear me. So, picking up where I left off last time, we start on the waist unit as best as we can. Okay, so let me get this lined up well. Okay. And some G pieces and some F pieces. Okay, that's all parts of this step, pretty sure. As you can see, I was able to clean this up pretty well. So I'm ready to use it again. I even got... I somehow don't know where it is right now. So that's cool. Maybe I should find that. How is it missing? Yeah, let me go ahead and find that just so I have it, etc. Okay. So I got this microfiber cloth. Should be able to open here somehow. Okay, so purpose of that is to help cleaning with this. I in the r/Gunpla Discord, some people suggested I try this, so that's what I will do. We'll see how it goes. It kind of works, but kind of doesn't. And it also just damages the cloth. So I think this is a bad idea. Okay, I guess it does have some merit to it. You just have to be careful because you usually pick the same dust back up. Hey, Harry. Yeah, I'm doing all right. How about you? Just chipping away at this build. I got the legs over here. I'm having a lot of fun so far. Do you want to see what I bought over the weekend? I found it on Saturday on sale for $60 plus tax. What do you think? Think that for 60 bucks is a good deal? Yeah, that's the MSRP of, or rather, that's the price tag that was on mine. It was like $112.99. Then I see it on websites for like 95 bucks, quote unquote, on sale from 100 or whatever. It's crazy what all it comes with. See, I think I also have a picture of where I opened the box. I do, hold on. Because it didn't come with the typical plastic bands that hold the box in place. That ended Saturday. That's where I found mine. The sale ended Saturday. I found it on Saturday. So it was last week. Anyway, my container, or rather my box, didn't have the plastic straps. You know, the two strips of plastic that hold the box closed. Mine didn't have it, so I actually talked to the cashier about it, and they let me open it up right there, and I didn't, you know, like dig through it or anything, but I mean, it was full of everything, and they explained what their return policy was like, and I asked them some more specific questions, and I was comfortable enough to buy it. And I did check when I got home to make sure that it had all the parts, and it did. So that's on the list now. Pretty exciting. I will be building a full mechanic aerial Gundam before that. It had a, what was it? It's almost every single letter in the alphabet. It's like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. It just, and then it has like 2X for some of them, 4X for some of them, 6X for some of them. Then there's like WA, WB, WC. There's some, it's a lot of runners. As far as a GUNPLA kit is concerned, that is the most runners in a kit that I've seen. It's gonna be insane. It'll be a lot of fun. However, I may not build that super soon because I still have the Xiaoyun and White Dragon to build. Oh, I also, as you can tell, got a Ruri tool, and I got a replacement one of these. This one's by Onsai. So yeah, I got some new stuff to help with the builds. With Real Grades having a lot of undergates, I wanted to make sure that I could trim better with this. I saw that USA Gundam store has full armor double Z Phaz up for pre-order, expected to ship in the next 2-3 months. That could be interesting, but I'm not looking to buy any of these sorts of kits brand new if I can help it. Well, but I mean, like at MSRP. Like the kit I got for 110 bucks, like sure, in a different circumstance, but for $60, I can't pass that up. That's a huge decrease in price and a great deal. I can justify that. Not the 150 or whatever they want for the Phaz. It's been crazy, the Hobby Lobby I picked it up at. I've only gone there twice now, I think. Maybe 3 times, I forget. What's it called? The first kit I got from there was actually full mechanic aerial Gundam. I was not expecting that to be there. I've not seen that since or at any other Hobby Lobby in my area. Similarly, the Unicorn full armor I picked up was the only full armor Unicorn they had. And again, same story. It was that same Hobby Lobby and stuff. It was just crazy. Oh, the Gundam card game. Crazy. Really? Interesting. You know what? That makes me wonder too. I really feel like the sale is every 3 weeks. But it may also be that there are certain weeks where they do some bigger store-wide sale and include that sale with it. And then when they do that, they reset the 3 weeks or something. That could also hypothetically be possible. I do know when they stock stuff. So every Monday, they get a truck in. You know, like just generic inventory truck that has all sorts of stuff on it. And then overnight, and I guess through parts of Tuesday, we're unloading and stocking the shelves with what came. So the highest chance to find something new from Gundam on the shelf is like Tuesday afternoon. Of any given week. One other thing you can do is check the website. The sale is also on their website. By that I mean, if you have it, do a store locator, so you have it linked to your to your store or your local store or whatever. Then it will show you the weekly ad for your store, and then you can just check that every Monday or every Sunday or whatever. And then that would also save you some gas, be able to check and stuff. Obviously, you can't really order online because they love to have kit for this price, except it could be any of these four. Oh, we were talking about the same thing at the same time that we talked about before I saw your message. That's rough. I actually saw, I think it was Sananju. So I got the real grade new Gundam, high new Gundam, at a Hobby Lobby in Arkansas. What's it called? On the very far west edge of Arkansas. They have this massive store complex. And conveniently, while there was a 40% off sale going on, of course, but they had a bunch of stuff. Actually, give me a moment here. It might take me longer than 5 seconds, but I think I can actually pull up all the pictures I took of their stuff. It'll just take me a moment to actually find them. I think I found him. Yeah, I think I found him. Hold on. It was crazy what all they had in stock. I don't feel bad about choosing Real Grade High New Gundam over Master Grade Sananju, though. Especially now that I have Master Grade Full Armor Unicorn Gundam. Okay, I've uploaded them to Discord. Let's see here. Because it was insane what all they had. But, like, just the amount of kits and the amount of each kit. Let's see here. Alright, I've saved all the images to my PC. Now I can pull them up on the thing. Okay, so here's picture number 1. Oh wow, that's crazy. So that's what they had. Yeah, that's the Master Grade Sananju. So Master Grade RX-78-2 3.0, that's something I've always had at my store. And of course there's a Sananju right next to the High New Gundam, which I ended up getting. Then, let's see, what was the next picture? I'm not gonna comment on everything. I'll just go from picture to picture after a bit of time has passed. A lot of this is stuff I have at my Hobby Lobby. Like the Wing Gundam, that's where I got my real grade Wing Gundam, is from my Hobby Lobby. Entry grade, RX-78-2, also at my Hobby Lobby. One reason I haven't got the Verkaz Zeta Gundam is because I already have the Master Grade 2.0 Zeta Gundam. And I don't want to spend all this money on yet another Zeta Gundam. It's not even my favorite Gundam, or a Gundam I particularly care or fancy about, you know? I just got it because that was one of my first kits I ever bought. Because I was there, I got the 2 Master Grades they had. They had Force Impulse and Zeta Gundam. Those were the only 2 Master Grades they had. And at 40% off, I got both of them. Is how I could justify it. And that was my first GUNPLA stuff. I think this was before I started seeing Aerial Rebuild at my store. Before that, there was no Witch from Mercury at my store at all. But yeah, that place was crazy. There's a comics shop that's like local to me, and holy crap, did they have stuff! Like imagine like the entire back wall of a store. That's I don't know, like 30 feet long or more, and like I don't know, 10, 12 feet tall. And just row after row, and just the entire space of that filled with kits. So many high grades. They were all sideways, so I could only see like the edge of them and not the actual cover art. And then a lot of Master Grades, they had, I think they had over half of the entire Perfect Grade lineup, like the non-premium Bandai Perfect Grade lineup. They had both Master Grade Extreme kits. They had the Perfect Grade Unleashed RX-78 too. They had over half of the real grades. It was crazy. It was also ridiculously overpriced. They wanted like $400 for a Perfect Grade Unleashed. They wanted like $230 for Master Grade Extreme Strike Freedom. They wanted over $400 for a Master Grade Extreme Unicorn. I think Hobby Lobby does okay with their pricing, honestly. Like seeing the prices of stuff that's online. I think the pricing of Hobby Lobby is fair. That might be a hot take. It might be an uncommon opinion. But I'm okay with Hobby Lobby's pricing. And the reason I'm okay with the pricing is because of how often they do the 40% off sales. And their pricing isn't that much more than you can get elsewhere anyway. And when you factor in that all those other places you can get from also charge shipping, you know, for example, USA Gundam Store, flat rate $10 shipping. You have to get a bunch of kits in one order to justify that cost, you know? Versus a kit that's $10 more than MSRP from Hobby Lobby that's then 40% off. Ooh, that's hard choice to make Obviously, you're heavily limited on your selection options, but yeah, easily, and that's what gets me, right? So, like I've been around to some Plamo and Gunpla communities now, and whenever Hobby Lobby is mentioned, without fail, there are at least three people that all immediately say the same thing. You know, Hobby Lobby's overpriced, right? It's not 40% off MSRP. It's like, bitch, please. You know how many few places actually have stuff at MSRP anyway? If you want Bandai MSRP, then go buy from Bandai. Why does the immediate response whenever someone mentions Hobby Lobby the fact that their kits aren't MSRP, as if no other place also doesn't have stuff at MSRP? Like, I don't understand. It's like there's a disconnect and I'm missing something to understand why that's immediately the first thing I mentioned. I do have one local place that seems to do decent enough with MSRP. Granted, I don't actively look up the MSRP of the kits. I just sort of... I price around to the established web retailers and see what the price locally is relative to those. In other words, where I can easily get the kits. So... to me, that's how I view the pricing, and I'm sure it's all overcharged or overpriced compared to MSRP. I'm sure 100% it all is. But I know that some places have sales. Like I know some websites will have discount codes, like ANZ Toy Hobby or ANZ Toy Shop, whatever it's called, had a 10% off over the weekend for Father's Day. For 4th of July, they'll have a 15% off. USA Gundam Store had a 20% off over, what was it, Memorial Day weekend, whichever holiday was semi-recent, etc., etc. So if one is strategic, shall we say, and plans ahead and informs themselves of how things are, it is not hard, I think, to have this be a very affordable hobby and be able to get all sorts of wonderful kits without breaking the bank. The one place, or rather, the main thing I use the web retailers for are for third-party kits that I'll never find in a local store ever, and for like pre-ordering things that are also third party or whatever. There's a kit. I'll let me pull up the link to it. Where is it? There's a kit I really want, and it finally has a pre-order up on USA Gundam Store. The reason I care if it's on USA Gundam Store and not some other random place is because I'm familiar with USA Gundam Store, and they have some other stuff that interests me. So the concept of buying multiple things in a single order. So this is a third-party kit. It is the very first in what will become a new line of kits. Yeah, New Type does have some really good stuff on it. There's a bunch of third-party kits I want, and as far as selection of third-party kits is concerned, USA Gundam Store seems to have the largest and most consistent selection of said kits, and so that's primarily the only thing I really use USA Gundam Store for. But I might get that kit at some point. Since it's the first kit in a new line that they're pushing pretty hard, I'm moderately optimistic there'll be a lot of stock for it, and therefore not necessarily FOMO and a need to pre-order it, basically. And the hope is that even if I do miss out on it, how? That's crazy. 5 months? Wow. I didn't have that sort of experience. I bought my Xiaoyun and White Dragon from them. It took them 2 weeks to ship, but in their defense, they actually emailed me twice to inform me that they hadn't forgotten me and that they were just really swamped and backed up on orders, and that they were still, that like they had the thing and they were going to ship it and stuff. And so they emailed me twice over a span of 2 weeks, and they did indeed ship it, and I did indeed receive it. So in their defense, they were at least communicating with me and transparent enough in their communication that I wasn't concerned. I do agree that it did take a long time to ship, and as such, if there's something I want and I want it sooner rather than later, I will probably try to order from somewhere else. But if it's something like a pre-order, I might not mind as much. Another thing I saw as a complaint for USA Gundam Store was that you can pre-order something, or rather that they will be overzealous in how much of an upcoming product they will get, and they will take more pre-orders than they'll receive inventory for, and then not receive more inventory for a very long time, sometimes if ever, and then charge customers a cancellation fee on those pre-orders that they'll never be able to fulfill. I'm not sure how much veracity there is in those claims, but that was another thing against USA Gundam Store I had seen. I'll have to go back and clip it later, but yesterday something crazy happened on stream. I was putting one of those tiny round decals, metallic decals, on the feet, and I put it in and it somehow bounced up and landed upside down, as in sticky side exposed up, on my hand. It was crazy, and it all happened on camera. Now my camera is only 30 FPS and I'm only streaming at 30 FPS, so it might just look, because I've not actually gone back and looked, so it might just look like it disappears and reappears or something. But it was crazy. I don't even know how it bounced the way it did. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get into those. I haven't applied decals to any of my kits yet. The only thing I've done are the stickers that are part of the assembly instructions. So for an example, I will show you over here. So here is what I received with Real Grade High New Gundam. So here is what I applied, and it was one of these that bounced and stuff. And then here's what I just applied for this, actually. You can sort of see light reflect off there. So it's basically just a handful more in this area is what will be required for assembly. And then everything else is just something you can stick on, basically. And then, of course, in the back of every booklet, it has references of where their suggestion is to put things. One reason I haven't gotten into it yet is I've not started to try to figure it out yet, basically. I know for a lot of those, it makes more sense to assemble the kits first anyway, depending on how you want to do them. And the other thing was I was sort of not finished deciding how I want to commit with these kits. For example, do I want to just leave them as is? Do I want to do any sort of touch-up, you know, with like painting or whatever? Do I want to do decals? Do I want to do my own decals? Do I want to do what came with them, the way they came with them, blah, blah, blah. There's just a lot to figure out there. And then I need to get everything I would need for applying with every single method in a way that I would be willing to learn and that I think would be efficient based on the different ways I have seen it's possible to do. Like I saw this YouTube short of someone applying water slide decals and everything they had, and some of the stuff, like I don't even know what they had. I don't even know what the purpose of those things were. I just saw them using some tools, and it's like, yeah, that sounds great and all, but I don't have that. So again, there's a bunch of stuff that I still need to figure out for that. And I will eventually. I just think that I will be assembling the kits I currently have, and maybe once I'm in a lull of not finding really cool rare kits, well, rare in my eyes kits at Hobby Lobby for 40% off, and maybe I'll save up and get some more tools or some third-party water slide sheets or something. I forget, had you seen my assembled Master Grade Force Impulse? That could be what I saw them using. They had this, okay. Yeah, maybe I had. It's the most recent kit I had assembled before starting this one. So it would have been last week, I think. Yeah, last week. Yeah, they had some sort of like beater or something. It was just almost like a stick thing, and they used something to do something, and then they put the water slide on the piece, and of course used the Q-tip and whatnot. The space it showed up above was weird because I hadn't seen. Oh, that's why. Okay. Yeah, that's one thing I would want to do if I were to apply water slides or anything else is clear coat after. I'd probably get it like a spray can. A spray can of clear coat, I mean. All right, done with that step. This looks like now it wants some more stuff from this. I think that's all the pieces for this stent. Let me adjust something here real quick. Thank you, Siri bot, for removing a spam bot. Yeah, it's just an eraser. It's a Pentel Click Eraser ZE22. I might have a product image of it somewhere. Hold on. I found it at Walmart on the aisle that had all their writing stuff, like pens, markers, notebook, notepads, etc. Pentel, that's what it's called. How do I... guess I would have to save it. So that's what it looks like. It came with some others. So one reason I got these, it was because it was a free pack for like less than $5. So the reason I got these is because it was so cheap. Now obviously this is still quite large in diameter. It would be nice if I had one that was half diameter or smaller. So there are restrictions or limitations of this. But I just used the Mr. Hobby GUNPLA marker, the fine tip one for panel lining. The GMO1 250 or whatever it's called. So that combined with this works really well, I have found. I still do want to try out using Tamiya panel liner. I have all sorts of crazy ideas for things I could do to make it look really cool on stream. For example, what was it called? Dip Pen. DIP space PEN. Basically a fountain pen without the cartridge. So there's some cool looking ones of those. The ones I've been looking at are primarily used for calligraphy, but some of them use different nibs, and therefore I could probably find a nib that would work best for panel lining. Of course, there's also just straight up panel line pins that are basically just dip pins. They use a nib and stuff. Steady makes a panel liner? Interesting. I know that Onsite makes a couple of the panel lining dip pins I was referring to. One of them comes with a free pack of nibs, and another one doesn't, but it has like an X-Acto knife. So I watched a video on this that did a bunch of testing on that. Actually, I might be able to pull it up. But long story short from the video was the reason Tamiya cracks and how you can avoid it is super easy. So the reason Tamiya cracks is because it gets into parts that are assembled. If a piece is already assembled, then it creates stress, right? And so if it gets anywhere near the pegs or anywhere else, then it just like absolutely destroys the piece very quickly. That's how you can get the kit that if you've already assembled and you use Tamiya panel liner, then suddenly you feel out the kit's just terrible, like all the joints are loose or it's creaking or it's like falling apart or cracking or whatever, and that could be why. Now, one thing you can do, or rather the best way to use Tamiya panel liner from a video that I saw at least, is just straight on the runner. So just straight on the runner. Or alternatively, just unassembled pieces. Do it that way, then dry clean off, and then you're good to go to assemble, then top coat or whatever other stuff. But if it's already assembled, that's just a recipe for disaster, just based on what they showed. It was insane what they showed. Like they just showed the basic thing of like two pieces interface together, and then just like a little tiny bit of it, and it just absolutely destroyed it. It was insane. Let me see if I can find the video, because very, very good video. But it explained everything really well and helped me have a very good understanding of the strengths, weaknesses, pros, and cons of using Tamiya panel liner. It was so cool. So let me see if I can find that video, because that's something that's going to be worth watching if you hadn't seen it before. Even just as an interesting thing. It's just genuinely interesting. Okay, I found it. The video is by a YouTuber named Steb, S-T-E-B. It's like a 30-minute video. No, sorry. 5-minute video. YouTube was screwing with me. Yeah, so here is the video. Pretty sure this is the one. Yeah, this has to be the video. It does such a good job of explaining everything. And I feel like this is one of those things where not necessarily history repeating itself, but the nature of the hobby is that there will be generations of people who build this, and there will be things that they learn over time and share them as they learn them. And as time passes and technology evolves and where people gravitate to sharing new information changes, content creators put out new things, and there's this whole wealth of information that's almost in the back rooms, you could call it, of the internet, where the stuff from like 2 decades ago or whatever, and it's just really hard to find any of that information. And so you'll see things that are essentially reposts of things that have been known for a long time, that just, it's almost like things need to regularly be shared to remain relevant, if that makes sense. And some of these newer, and I guess younger would be the word, you know, like mid or early 20s content creators may not know these things or think to share these things. But for people like me as a beginner, it's really hard sometimes to find some really good tips on Gunpla. I mean, sometimes you'll just stumble upon something and it's the most insane thing you've ever seen that changes everything and makes so much sense, but you'll never hear anyone else talk about it, and it's crazy. And so there's just this wealth of knowledge that it's almost like you're looking for a diamond in the rough to actually be able to find the different knowledge that's there, because there's so much of it. There's so many people who know so many things, but it's really hard to find where that information is. And so this is one such example. And again, I think the only reason I was able to find it is because it's a new video. Old knowledge, new video, but still very cool. And I learned a lot before I had even done any sort of panel lining whatsoever. And it just felt very helpful to already have that knowledge before I even get started. So instead of fucking around, I can just find out. And it's so nice. And if I could just have my YouTube feed filled with videos like that for every aspect of Gunpla, that would be amazing. Instead of just generic content creator number 5 with 50,000 subscribers doing yet another review of this new kit. Wow, exciting. Or reviewing a Bandai kit like that I'll never buy. I don't care. You know, it's not like they share any cool tips in those videos. It's just all production quality, production quality, production quality. Ooh, see these cool close-ups of his kit. Ooh, look how professionally well built it was. Wow. It does make me wonder sometimes how many how many people are behind each of these channels and all the talent that goes into building these different kits and stuff. And I'm sure some of the creators, it is for sure just one person, but some of them, just the production quality and stuff, like there has to be multiple people, you know? There has to be. Some of the coolest stuff I've seen for painting was some guy in, I almost want to say it's Asia. They what's it called? They do some really cool stuff with airbrushing and how to detail stuff, like the very bottom of a foot on like a high grade and stuff. And just how to do some insane detailing there and how they do it, and they just layers of paint of tape to cover different parts, and then just airbrush different things on and add more paint tape and stuff. It's just, and because they show how it's done like in real time and stuff, it just felt so much more informative, for lack of a better word. They have no dialogue in any of their videos, but it's very informative to just watch what they do. They don't even explain anything. They just do it, and it's there for you to see, and it's so good. I'll have to look up that channel. I'm 99% sure I've heard of them. There might even be one I'm thinking of. There's another person I've seen some interesting videos from. It's actually where I got the idea for the erasers. They do a similar thing of promoting their own products. They own or owned a GUNPLA store in the UK. Like a store where you could go buy kits and stuff. So They have some money in their pockets, shall we say. So do you apply your water slide stickers after the kit's assembled? Oh, Ray Studios. Yeah, now that you mentioned China, I know exactly who you're referring to. And their stuff is insane. I agree. I like what they do a lot. As far as just entertainment value, their stuff is very high up there. I was looking into vices, tabletop vices, VISES. I think Display makes a couple. Well, actually, make 3 or 4. Onsci make one. Some other. I was looking into one of those. The larger one, not the mini one. Not necessarily for applying water slides, but I guess that would be one way of doing it if I decided to disassemble pieces or something. But mainly for like stickers during assembly of a kit, you know, like that are in the instructions to do then, or what do you call it? Or like sanding a part down. It helps to have a way for it to be held in place. I mean, you can, you know, properly apply stuff without wearing yourself out too much or whatnot. So I was considering getting one of those at some point. Because I had looked, I actually have some of the, what are they called? The gator tab things where it's this clip on a stick. I have some of those, but the problem I ran into with those, and I just attempted to use one once. And by attempted, I mean tried to put it on a piece and then immediately elected to never do so again, is because the ones I got from Hobby Lobby, the teeth are so sharp, they immediately damage the piece that you interface with them. So I would have to get something in between of some sort. And that just significantly or exponentially adds to the complexity in a way that it makes it hard to justify using them, because the whole point of getting them and using them is that it's easy and cheap. This was not at all. Like it made actual marks. Yeah, that's probably more along the lines of what I would want to get if I were to get any. I've seen there's a bunch of different ways to clear coat or top coat as well. Some people disassemble stuff, like the joints, so like the arms are disassembled, the head's disassembled, the legs are disassembled, and do those individually, like the sections individually. And then other people just take their fully assembled kit and just like spray around it and stuff. One interesting thing I saw for glass files, Display makes it, and I've not seen it from anywhere else. It's an electrostatic dust removal cloth to remove sanding debris. So the basic idea is that you have this cloth, it's electrostatic, and then you just, you know, do your thing. But because it has static in it, it will pick up more of the plastic bits. I've had some for my glass file stuff. So I do a toothbrush, helps a lot. If there's stuff like really stuck in there, really thick on, tape. All these splotches you see is where a bunch of plastic came up off of it. Razer and Display both make dust brushes designed to use with their glass files, as well as other things. And they look like you would expect a brush to look. Like, they look nothing like this, but I wouldn't mind getting one someday. I think between the brush and I've got a this is a Zeiss microfiber cloth for lens cleaning that I have. It's rather large, but you can, I guess you can't really see it. Well, you can sort of see some lines here and there, and that's where bits of dust are on. So I got this today to try as an alternative to the electrostatic display cloth, because the display cloth is not available just anywhere. And the places it is available, I would have to pay like $5, $10 in shipping for a cloth that's only $6. And because those websites don't really have anything else I would want from them that I could use to justify placing an order to sort of offset the cost of the shipping, it's a really hard sell right now. I don't need it that much. But it would be cool to have someday. One thing I have also considered doing is getting multiple sets of glass files. Not only for to have backups in case I drop one again and it shatters, but also to save time on cleaning. It's, oh, this one's dirty, let me swap to another one. Oh, this one's dirty, let me swap to another one. And then collectively clean all of them at once. You know, for just efficiency's sake, I feel like that could be a way to do it. I need to replace my Razer Origin at some point as well. I will say that the glass files like this are definitely more maintenance heavy to be able to maintain optimal usage versus the Razer. The Razer can go much longer and do a much better job for a longer time. Versus this, where you get a bit on and it just drops off completely. So you have to constantly clean it, almost after every single piece if you can. One thing you might be interested to know is on Amazon, Onsai has some glass racers, which are almost one-to-one exactly the same as display. Though of course you can also just get steady and stuff, but only display and on-site, from what I can tell, have this specific shape, something this thin. Only they have this. Then I know some places like USA Gundam Store have their own kit of glass files. So I think next time I place an order on any of the websites, I might grab some more glass files or something. Okay, I think I'm finally done with this step. It does feel like it goes slower, but at the same time like it goes faster if I do individual things like this. Okay. So this goes here. Okay. Where did I put my tweezers at? Look at this. This is where gate was. Then we got peg right here. Look how close that is. Insane. Same one again. Haha! I sanded it up pretty well there, without hitting the pegs or interfering with the pegs. Sand file 1, Bandai Design 0.
When I think of the future, I think of the men and machines. And friends and ideas. And philosophy and spirit. Men and machines. Men and machines. Men and machines. Friends and ideas. Men and machines.
So one nice thing about Eraser is you can tell that it's not super duper dirty because I've not really done much with it yet. But you can just rub this off on something and it's good as new.
After they came and destroyed the land, there was one spark of hope left for all of mankind.
Finally. That took a little bit of time. All right. Well, thanks for tuning in, hanging out. Have a good rest of your evening. I'll be taking a break here soon myself. I think I'll try and push and get through this last little section, and then I'll take a little bit of a break.
see you in the morning? Will you still want to be true? I can dream, I can dream that we'll see a brighter day.
I'm alive, more alive than I've ever been your way. And I'm alive, more alive than I've ever been your way. the strings, I'll sing all night. I need a remedy, and melodies always make me feel alright. If you set the scene, I'll dim the lights. Creating memories, we treasure these forever throughout our lives. You can be my remedy, my therapy, through the night. I can feel your energy, you healing me, stars align. If you play those keys, I'll feel alive. It's the chemistry, I feel it deep, the strength I had lost revives. You know how it feels to sink in time. It's so heavenly, serenity forever throughout our lives.
Okay, I am very, very hungry, and parts of me are very sore from yesterday. So I think this is going to be where I end it for right now. I was not expecting to take 3 hours for this one section. So it is what it is, and gives me better expectations of how long the rest of this might take. Which means I could expect, 2 to 3 hours for the chest unit, for example. Who knows? Yeah, that's gonna be at least an hour and a half, I'd say, for the chest unit. Then the arms unit's gonna take a very long time. The head unit will probably take a little while, and the backpack and stuff. It's just gonna take forever, I think. So alright, well that is it for me for today. Hope you enjoyed further progress with Real Grade 36 High New Gundam. I will pick up where I left off next time, probably tomorrow. I'm also hoping to be able to put more time in next time. We shall see. But yeah. So, hope you all have a good rest of your day, and I will catch you later.